called Made in Brooklyn, and it's about the writers, artists, and films that happened in Brooklyn Heights. This is number 10 Montague. It was the site of a film called The Sentinel from the 70s. It's a film about evil and good and sort of person. The Sentinel is the person who sits at the top of that building looking out for evil, protecting the world from evil. And there's some creepy moments to it, but I wouldn't recommend seeing it alone on a Saturday night. This is the Edith Wharton Age of Innocence. And this was Madame Ellen Olenska's apartment. People have fantasized that the Pritzi's Honor Pierpont Place was also used, but it wasn't. Number 85 was the site of one of those films where just about all of it was filmed in the neighborhood, in different parts of the neighborhood. So it really had a very authentic feel. It's a movie called Without a Trace. Kate Milligan, Judd Hirsch. Kate's apartment, she's a newly divorced NYU professor, and she's living up there. That was used in 3 days of The Condor, and that was Faye Dunaway's apartment on the lower level. And remember, if you saw the movie, you know, he realizes that everybody's after him, and he kind of gets a hold of Faye, and we're going to your apartment. And she says to the cab driver, take me to 11 Cranberry. And that was her apartment. There was a house called, that was 9 Midoff, and it was called February House. And there's a book written about it, which is really a kick. It tells the story of a man, George Daniels. George Daniels was an editor at Vanity Fair and Harper's Bazaar. And he had this idea that he had a dream about a house that all his friends could live in. And the house parent was very vivid in the dream. And then he had the dream again, and he could see in the dream the background of the house, and there was the Brooklyn Bridge. So he said, aha, I know where this house is. It's somewhere in Brooklyn Heights. So he came over to Brooklyn Heights, and he's walking around and so on. And he walks down Midoff, and he finds the house. So he rented this house for $200 a month, and then proceeded to fill it up. Published Carson McCullers' Benjamin Britten, Gypsy Rose Lake. And Auden, you know, I think at the beginning it was pretty rowdy. It's interesting how these writers sort of all, coalesced. This is the Moonstruck house. There are a couple of scenes, street scenes, where, you know, remember Grandpa was walking the dogs, and he actually took them down to Fulton Ferry, which was probably a little hard a stretch because he was not a young man, and I don't think he would have taken those dogs all the way down to the Fulton
And then he
Ferry.
came back by a Marcolini's liquor
exactly.
store. It's like,
right.
Where are you going,
Right, guy, you're going the wrong way. But it was a great movie, and we're not going to complain.